Recently, at Discord I frequent has been seeing an uptick in new players for Wuthering Waves, which has been fun to see. Recently, they've begun to ask questions like, is the battle path worth it, or should I farm X versus farming Y? And that really got me to thinking. I have been playing Wuthering Waves since launch, with the battle pass every time, so I haven't had any struggles in leveling characters throughout that whole time. As a matter of fact, I'm currently overflowing with resources. That is not relatable for a newcomer. So how long does it really take to level a character from 0 to 90 with their weapon? Your local idiot Slink here, and this is a lot of math. All right, let's start off with some basic rules for this. First off, we don't need to level a character up to max. A lot of images that you see online will have all the materials for a maxed character and their weapon with every single skill maxed to level 10. But realistically, you're not going to do that in these games. Most characters only want 3 of their things maxed, and then the other 2 can stay at level 5 or 6. The calculations are going to be based as if you were pooling a new character and their weapon. As far as calculations go, we will be starting off with just waveplate-based farms, and then we're going to add events, the battle pass, endgame content, and then we'll see how much it really takes. We will not be including anything that you get from adventuring, world exploration, story quests, and even for permanent events, we will not be including the one-time claim rewards. We will only be including the limited time rewards, assuming that that was going on when you were leveling this character. Starting with our resource wave plates, we get 240 a day, basically 10 an hour. So that will be our calculation to convert everything to time. After running all the domains for a little bit each day over the past week or so, these are the averages that I came out with for each resource material required for a character. In total, you need 9,240 wave plates, or 38.5 days of farming without events, overworld, endgame, or double drops. Holy shit, that's a long time. It actually never felt like it was that long. Does the battle pass really make that much of a difference? There's gotta be something wrong here. The baseline of materials that we needed was based off of the website Wuwa tracker. There'll be a link in the description, which is fairly useful. The problem, though, is that it shows that you need green weapon XP, and it requires 2,695 of those to max out a character. Or actually the weapon. The character is only 200 or 2,441. So if the website's fairly accurate, what's the error? Well, the error is I was first off assuming that the character XP was the same as the weapon XP needed, which when you look closer, they are not. The second error is the bigger one, the 3-to-1 incident. See, in a lot of these games, there's materials that you can convert 3-to-1 to get the higher tier thing. That's with like the skill ascension materials, things like that. I also assumed that the weapon XP materials and the character XP materials would be the same, but I was extremely wrong. Not only can you not convert 3-to-1, but the difference between the XP and that you get from each one of these items and their quality changes drastically. So in the screen, it says that we need green XP materials, but the green XP materials is only 1,000 XP, while gold is 20,000 XP. To do the math, it basically went from 267 gold materials needed to 135. Character materials also went down from that same 267 needed all the way down to 122 gold mats. With that error taken care of, this is our new baseline calculation. 7,050 wave plates or 29.4 days of farming. Once again, without including events, overworld, endgame, double drops, or the battle pass. You might also notice that there's some other numbers in here that are corrected as well. We won't go over every adjustment that we made, but we did find some other errors in here, and that's what these are accounting for. Now we actually have our baseline, about 29 days. And it's crazy to think about, really. But now that we have that baseline, we can subtract all the other things with this in mind. There's always a few in-game events per patch, and we will not be including permanent event rewards, but we will count the limited rewards from them. Double XP rewards usually happen once a patch, but depending on if it falls within your farming window or not, you may not get that rewards. For this video, we will be counting it as though there is a double XP event. In Wuwa, double XP events usually last 7 days, and you can claim 3 rewards a day for a total of 21 claims over the week, which basically contributes to 840 wave plates being saved. As far as temporary events, they usually are smaller overall in how much they reward you. We're including the memories of the past because every time there's a new region, which is almost every patch at this point, in the past like 6 or 7 patches, they include one of these with it. So from that, we can get 180k cash a dollar, 8 purples of each XP material, which would get about 150 wave plates saved. Currently, there's a coloring book, which is 610 wave plates on average. Also with most of these patches, there's a permanent event that happens that includes limited awards for the patch. So for example, this time it's Phantasma Dreamland. So only including the limited rewards, you can get 24 gold XPs, 10 gold skill mats, 450k cash a dollar, which equals up to 655 wave plates. To summarize, for events, we can save about 2,405 wave plates. There are 2 endgame contents in Wuthering Waves, and that is Tower of Adversity and Whimpering Waves. As of the middle of August 2025, Whimpering Waves provides you with 350k cash dollar, 10 gold materials, 10 weapon gold materials, and is very straightforward overall. Tower of Adversity will give you 110k, 12 total purples, 6 of each, and 600 tokens. Tokens are a currency that you can use in a shop exclusively for endgame content that you can buy materials from. Originally, I wasn't going to include these in the calculations, but they do update every month. All right, time for more math. So the purple materials both cost 8 tokens. You get 10 tokens for 10k money. And if we convert to match, we have basically these numbers. We're getting to the end here. Daily login, you do a couple rewards. Okay, sure, fine, whatever. You only really get 20k and 2 blues each. To be honest, I'm not going to add the blues to this calculation. They're too small. You're basically getting maybe a chunk of a gold every week, but that's fine. That's fine. We're going to skip that, and we're only going to focus on the 20k, which is only 10 wave plates a day for dailies. For weeklies, there's effectively 2 weeklies. The first one is the 1,000 gateways. Whenever you fully clear it each week, you get 5 of each purple XP and 60k money, which is about 70 wave plates a week. One thing that I missed before was that whenever you clear the weekly boss, it also gives you 8 to 10 purples, and you do that 3 times. That is way bigger than what you get for doing dailies or even the 1,000 gateways. So weeklies overall will save you 170 wave plates a week. Because these 2 things are calculated day by day and week by week, the amount they actually save us will depend on how many days we actually need to complete the character. So these will be calculated at the end. Last but not least is battle passes. They updated the battle pass earlier in the year to include these premium boxes. These boxes will either provide you with 5 XP of an item or a money amount or even tuners. We'll be, of course, using these in our calculations as well. They scale pretty well. We will be assuming that you're buying the XP for these. Just like any other typical battle pass, the free-to-play is not nearly as valuable as the pay-to-win version. The calculations are on screen, but at the end of a fully completed free-to-play pass, the total amount that you would save is 470 wave plates. Looking at the pay-to-win side, obviously you're going to save way more. You get 11 gold skills, as well as 5 gold premium supplies, 6 purple premium supplies, and 24 blue premium supplies. Overall, these calculations end up being 1,672 wave plates saved. All right, I think that calculates everything, so let's do our final calculations. So as a free-to-play, not buying the battle pass, you start out with 7,050 resin needed to finish a character and their weapon. You can save 780 from endgame, 470 from the battle pass, and 2,405 from events, for a grand total of 3,395, which ends up being about 14.1 days to level a character with dailies and weeklies. That actually comes down to 2,910 in that 14 days. Final time of 12 days to farm. Finally pay to win. Starting at the 3395 from the free-to-play and all the other subtractions, we get 1,723 wave plates or 7.1 days of farming to complete a character and their weapon. With the 70 wave plates from the battle pass and the still 170 from the weeklies, it brings it down to 1,480, which ends up being 6.2 days of farming. That all being said, keep in mind that this is purely by numbers. You're still time gated by things like the battle pass claims, endgame resets, weekly boss resets, weekly resets in general when events actually take place. So this is purely by numbers, just to stress that. So taking into account that I bought every battle pass, I've been playing since the first day, and not every patch has 2 characters coming out, it's not really a wonder that I have so many resources overflowing. But yeah, I think that's the end of the video. Holy shit, my brain hurts. But hey, we made it through. Did you enjoy? Did I get something wrong? Did I overlook something? Please let me know in the comments. This took way more work than I originally anticipated. If you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate a like and a subscribe. Next time, I plan on doing ZZZ. The math's actually already figured out. I just got to make the video. Hopefully my brain wrinkles a little bit before then. Until then, goodbye.